Hey, YouTube modeling community, Dave Heights down here at the Rat's Nest. Doing a check-in video. Went down to Louisville, Kentucky over the weekend. Down there, really nice show, great fellows. Met quite a few individuals from that area. Cool one. Ran into the young modeler, James Schultz. Hung out with him for a little bit. James is a cool little dude, man. He actually, I think he got a first place in his class, so congrats. No, we didn't do too bad. Circle City, our club, we actually won the most members in attendance award. We've won quite a few of those here in the last year and a half, so we got quite a few that few it goes. So, but we had a great time. Like I said, I came home with a couple of pieces of hardware. My buddy Steve Shelton, he came home with four pieces. So congrats to him as well. Now I was kind of surprised at the ones that I got. I mean, I placed in one category again. That's the only class that I can actually put the car in. And that's my 68 Dodge Charger barn find. That's the one that's actually the banner picture on my YouTube channel. That one won me another award. I think that's number 7 or 8 for that one now. So that car's done me good. That was the first time to this show. Most of that stuff I had pretty much put up, kind of retired it, but you know, we'd never been there before, so I dug it out. And the old Charger brought home me a nice little 3rd place trophy there. They really had some nice trophy, and these things got some weight to them too. Nice little pieces of hardware there. But I got, for miscellaneous, that's usually the class that I can put it in. Always does well. So, I was pretty pleased with that. And then I also picked up one, 3rd place in the primer in progress. That's the one that really shocked me, because there were some pretty cool projects going on there that I saw. My buddy Steve actually had 2 of them in that category, custom Dodge Chargers that he's doing. Not actually custom, they're he's customizing them to be more like the stock original with the vents on the side windows. So he was in that category as well, but I brought home a 3rd place, like I said, in that category. Brought this one home. That was for my 1926 Mac. That now the more that I look at it, I'm thinking about going a different way with it. I was originally going to do it to be a rat rod hauler, but I like the stance on it. So what I think I want to do is just turn it into a 5th wheel and turn it into a tractor. Spin this around here where you can see it. But yeah, I was really surprised. Brought home that 3rd place on that. I'm really getting some stuff gathered up for it that I think is going to really, once I get it done, I think it's gonna make the appearance of it a little bit cooler looking. I came across these. I'm going to work on them as much as possible, see if I can't get them smooth enough to put some maybe bare metal foil or something on. I might even try doing a prime and then try the chrome pins. I don't know, but I found these. These are some pretty cool looking little piece here. These are little wooden barrels, like kegs. So of course, you know, those are going to become the fuel tanks. Do a little work on them. Like I say, now that I've got these, I'm thinking about just turning it into a rig. You know, I found a 5th wheel plate. I thought it looked pretty good on it. Again, this is still can be categorized as a rat rod truck. Now I'm thinking about doing a trailer, a hauler trailer that I could put 2 or 3 rat rods on that. So thinking about going that direction with it. But like I said, I was pretty pretty pleased to get that third place with this. I didn't really expect it to do much, but they appreciated it, so that was cool. But yeah, picked that up with the third place, and then the swap meet down there was pretty interesting. I seen a lot of things that I would have liked to had, but I had to kind of limit myself this time around. So, you know, I didn't come home with a lot, but what I did, I think I spent my money wisely, and it's some stuff that I've been looking for. I'm getting to the point now where I'm starting to get back the fever to build the monogram sprint cars. I used to love building those. Between my brother and myself back in from 1990 till, well, actually my brother started building them in 87 when they first came out, but I started in 90, so when I was starting to catch up with him, at one point I think my collection, his collection together, we had almost 400 sprint cars built. A lot of them hand-painted letters. What we did, it was something we did over the winter time. It was a fun little thing. You pick so many cars out of your collection, and it was kind of like a random draw game. My brother would take these tiles, put numbers on them, put them in this bucket. We'd get them for the heat races, break it down, how they was drawn out. There was wild cards in there. It could be a flat tire. The next one out, flat tire. Well, the next car pulled out, that's the one that had the flat tire. So it's just something we did, and we mailed this stuff back and forth. You know, this is the 90s. We didn't have the internet. We didn't have this technology. We sent it back and forth in the mail. We lived a few miles away, but it was fun. And we kept standings. And I had 10 cars involved in it, and I think out of my 10 cars, I think 6 of them ended up in the top 10 at the end of the season, so that was pretty cool. But we used to do that just for fun, but we had all these sprint cars built, and we used to take them down to a local racetrack, Putnamville, Indiana, a little dirt track down there. I used to drive down there back in the early 90s myself in the Thunder Car division, and we take them up there and set them up and display them. Ended up doing custom builds for people doing the local drivers, you know, of course non-wing, so you didn't have to worry about building a fancy wing for it and everything. So, but yeah, we did that for actually a couple of years, made some pretty good money on it. So, but we had a good time doing it. A lot of folks just, you know, can you build such and such car? Give us some pictures of it, and we'll do what we can. Most of the times, like I said, being custom, we did all the lettering by hand, so that was, you know, that was fun at some times. But no, I picked up some of these decals. Used some of them over to Fred Katie's, the old Doug Wolfgang, Weichert's Livestock. Picked up this one. I have been wanting to find one of these for quite a while. This is a contingency sheet for World Outlaws, late 80s, early 90s. This is the one that had the double, the Copenhagen and Skull can, the Bandit, the Copenhagen Skull logo. And of course got your Gertie engines, got your Gambler chassis, Nance. Thought that was pretty cool to come across that after all this time looking for one. Picked up another one. This is for the ASA cars, and I'm actually building one right now, and these are going to work out great on this car. It's the old ASA engines. Different engine builders. I thought that'd be pretty cool. Get those. And then another one I've been looking for. Actually, both these sets, the first one of the contingencies got the set that I've been looking for, and this one's a smaller set, but it's got the McCurry. I don't know if you That glares too bad on it there, but the McCurry's, I've been looking for those for a long time. I want to do some builds that I did back in the late 80s, early 90s when these first came out. I mean, we were buying these things back in the day. Anytime we went to the hobby shop, if he had a set of something with McCurry's on it, my brother and I was buying them right up. So I'm glad to come across them. I can do a couple of the builds that I really want to replicate that I did back then. So picked up a set of Brad Doty's, Gills drilling. And then I picked up the old Gary Rush, Australian driver back in the day. The old Metro Tire and Wheel, #1. That was always a pretty cool car. I built that one back when that sheet first came out. And then another set of Brad Doty's, the Stanton #75. I think the first sprint car race I ever went to, he was actually driving that car. Whew, man, it was a lot of years ago. But yeah, I picked those decals up. I was pretty stoked about finding those, so I was happy with that. And then I'm doing a rebuild. A few videos back, I picked up a Glidden set at a show. It had a Pinto. I am redoing this Pinto. It's in the process of being reconstructed. It was basically built stock with a big engine in it. Had the stock wheels and tires. So I'm actually getting it more accurate looking. So in order to do that, I had to get another set of decals, but this one came with both the versions. The Stars and Stripes, and then the one that just had the striping like this. So I thought that was pretty neat. And then in the process, I didn't realize that they came out with these. Glad I saw them. I think it was the last set he had. Come across these, and I was looking at them. I was like, "What Glidden car is that?" And then my buddy Steve said, "Well, that's an old Ford." Yeah, it's an old Ford. It's an old Thunderbolt. So I'll be doing that project here shortly. But yeah, picked them decals up. Like I said, they got them at a real good price, so couldn't turn that down. I did pick up one build. Usually when I go to a show and I pick up a build, I'm looking at it as to what I can do to it later on. This one here, I refuse to do anything to it. I love it just the way it is. That's why I bought it. This was built originally back years ago. See if I can get a good shot of it here. '69 Torino funny car. Well, Steve and I was looking at it, and that's actually a stock body that whoever built it back years ago filled it in, did an excellent job on it. It looks great. And they actually, if you noticed on the window, it looks like they dropped it just a little bit. It's got that slant to it, lower profile windshield. Did a heck of a job on the custom interior painting and everything around the engine. But yeah, I saw that and I couldn't resist not walking out of there without it. So I talked myself into it. I think it come out pretty good. So yeah, I was pretty pleased with that one. Like I said, that's one that's just going to go in the case as is. I'm not going to do anything to it. And I've come to the decision that the uncertainty is going to stay as is. I'm going to put it in the case and leave it alone. That's the way it was built. That's the way it's meant to look. So that's the way it's going to stay, especially being an original build. So no plans on any rebuilding or modification of it. So. But now this one here, I didn't pick this one up at the show, but I did get it in the mail here recently, and one I've been wanting to get a hold of, and got it at a good price. The Jungle Gym Monza. Picked that one up. Now these here I picked up at the show. This first one, I picked it up and looked at it and thought, I need this because I only got 2 of them. And I get home and realize I got 3 of them already, so I've got a 4th one now. The Bob Hamilton's Red Alert. Picked another one of those up. I forgot that I'd recently purchased a sealed one until I got home, because the 2 other boxes that were there together, they're the open ones, and that one went into another section of sealed kits. So I forgot about it. But now I got 4, so I need to build at least one of them. And then I picked these up. I've been watching them on Facebook. The company was posting videos on their progress, so I picked me up 2 of these Buddy Bakers, the old Gray Ghost. Now I'm hearing people complaining because of the chassis in it. It's not correct. Well, you know what? This is a new company, guys. This company right here, they're doing something that I only wish that I could do. Start a company making cars that people are wanting. Now, if they continue on with this trend right here, producing stuff that people's wanted for quite a while, I see this company making quite a profit and a great growth in business. These kits, I like them. Yes, the chassis may not be correct, but you know what? If you build models, you'll find a way to customize one of the monograms or something. That's what I'm going to try to do. May have to do a little shortening here and there, but whatever I got to do to get the wheelbase, I'm going to give it a shot. Ain't gonna figure out if it's going to work if I don't try it. So, but those do have excellent. I love the bodies. The bodies are real nice on them. I did open one. I was going to hold off for a little bit, but and I'll tell you what, these boxes that they've got, I mean, they're pretty cool. I mean, for this company to go from, I believe they started out a few years ago making model figurines, to make the jump from something like that to something like this, that's a big jump. So kudos to these guys for putting forth the effort to produce something like this. I mean, this is something I've always dreamed about, just walking in and buying, you know, and you never could. I never made it. The closest I ever got to this till now was a die cast. I'm not a die cast fanatic whatsoever. I've got a few pieces just because they're Dale Earnhardt cars. You know, other than that, not much in die. Now, Matchbox stuff like that. Yeah, I love collecting unusual ones that just catch my eye when I walk by them in Walmart or something. You know, so. But no, these kits they're nice, and I just seen somewhere that they're looking possibly to do the '74 Monte Carlo, I believe it was, body style for NASCAR. So a lot of potential builds there as well. But other than that, like I said, you know, that was just a go around with what we did down there in Louisville. Like I said, had a great time. It was awesome meeting James. I mean, I'd only spoke to James on Messenger. He's a cool little dude. Proud to say he's my buddy. Heck of a builder. No doubt about it. I think there was a comment in a magazine about him at one of the contests that these older builders need to look out. This young gun's rolling up. So, like I said, I think he got a first place. So I may be wrong. Maybe in second place. I don't know. But he won something. So congrats on that. So, like I said, just doing a check-in from the show, reporting in on that. Not much other than that going on right at the moment. Last thing, like I said, I worked on was the old Fury. Finished that up. Drug a couple of projects out. I am working on the Glidden rebuild. I've got to strip that body. Got the new decals. Put a new paint job on it. Ready to go. Going through some boxes though over this past weekend, I did find a couple of projects. This one, I bought a collection back in 2015, I believe it was, and it was 2014. It was 2014, and was going through some parts in it. Come across this body. I put it back in a box. Thought, yeah, cool. I'll work on it sometime. But I'm gonna pull it back out. Whoever did this done an awesome job on it. This is all looks like hand painted. This old Nomad here. It looks like they were gonna intend on it being a gasser, so that's what it's gonna finish out being, is a gasser. Honestly, I wish I knew the person's name that we bought the collection off of, because unfortunately I didn't get to make the trip to meet the gentleman and help load the stuff up. I just paid for the collection and it was brought to my house. But this was in there. I wish I knew more about it. I thought it was pretty cool though. Somebody took the time, did a pretty good job. I'm actually going to do a light wet sand on this. It's got just a little bit of texture to it, but I figured if I go over it real light with some really fine sandpaper, wet, I think we can bring it to when I clear it. It's going to lay down a little flat. So, but yeah, that's one I'm going to try to do something with. I thought, what the heck, gasser definitely. Another project or two. I mean, I started to pick back up on the Roadrunner the other night. Still trying to decide what way to go with, if I want to keep a open hood or if I want to put a scoop on it. You know, I'm still debating that, but working on that. No. Finally dug out a couple others that I'm going to get working on here. I found some chassis parts. Going to start making a Frankenstein, taking parts from one, but come across these I had in my stash. So, got a couple little ideas for those. But other than that, not much other than working here at the Rat's Nest. So, like I said, just want to get on there, give an update, what was going on, how the show went. So, well, I don't know here. It sounds like we're getting ready to pick up at work, so it's probably going to be another lengthy period before my next video. So if you don't see me around soon, I'll see you when the opportunity arises, I guess. Like I say, I can't guarantee anything with work right now. So from the sounds of it, it's getting ready to hit. So got to get ready for that. All right, folks. Noticed I got a few new subscribers. Thanks for coming aboard. I appreciate it. Down here at the Rat's Nest, we're nothing fancy. I sit here and BS with everybody, you know. Have a great time. I love doing this. Never thought I'd have this. Like I said in the beginning, it was just going to be me doing some pictures, put in a video style, and a buddy of mine talked me into doing a live one, or, you know, like this style. So I never thought he'd pick up. Actually hit 151 subscribers. So again, thanks for the ones of you that come aboard. Thanks again for your guys' support. Appreciate all the comments. I don't get back to a lot of them, but I do appreciate them. I do read them. Means a lot to me too, so I appreciate it. Well, I'm drawing this out. This is about a 24-minute, almost 25-minute video. Everybody out there in YouTube land, hey, have a great week. have a great upcoming weekend. I'm sure I'll be at work, so enjoy yourself. Again, this old Dave down here at the Rat's Nest. We'll talk at you later.